Hello, I'm Mike, and in this video I'd like to introduce the strategic marketing module. I'd like to talk about the module's main aims, how it's structured and what you can expect to be doing while working your way through the module, and the main takeaways, the deliverables that you should be able to take away from the module and apply in the real world. The module is about marketing and strategy combined, and in fact many people say that marketing in any case is just management of the demand side of corporate strategy. And that's a position I'll be exploring within the module. The idea behind strategic marketing is that you take the corporate strategy and turn it into actionable outputs, line up all the resources carefully to achieve a competitive advantage. It's a linear process according to the traditional literature. And generally, most marketing textbooks focus on an organization identifying the most desirable future it wants to face and figuring out how to get there. I'll be taking a quite different view in this module. I'll be arguing that business as usual thinking such as that doesn't work post-global economic downturn. In my view, it always had limited value anyway, but in an environment that is very turbulent, with mass globalization, rapid technological change, that linear best future approach just doesn't work anymore. And many organizations have disappeared from the high street because they weren't prepared for times changing suddenly and dramatically. So, for the bulk of this module, after a brief overview of different schools of thought, I'm going to focus on one very practical approach to strategic marketing planning, a technique known as scenario thinking, where marketers engage in a comprehensive diagnosis of the operating environment. They look at the trends and uncertainties and how they might play out, and they create different views of the future, divergent scenarios that the organization might face in 5, 10, 20 years' time. Strategic marketing from a scenario perspective is not about planning for the one desirable future. It's about planning for a series of futures, good and bad, that the organization might encounter and having a firm strategy in place to deal with each. And I'll be presenting you with a framework to achieve that and a series of tools that you can go away and use in the real world at the end of the module. The module is structured into 3 blocks of activity. Block 1 is the conceptual part of the module. It's front-end loaded in terms of its academic and theoretical content. In Block 1, I'll give you the theoretical background to marketing strategy, introduce scenario thinking in considerable depth, and give you a framework that you can use to practice scenario thinking in your own organization. So all of the academic tools and frameworks, they appear at the beginning in Block 1. And you work your way through that in largely a self-paced basis. Block 2 of the module is a team-based exercise, a sector analysis. In Block 2, working as a small team, you will choose an industry or sector of interest to the group, whether it's public or private sector, profitable or not-for-profit, doesn't matter. You'll choose a sector, draw on the tools from the beginning of the module, Block 1, and conduct a thorough analysis of your chosen sector, producing a series of scenarios for how the sector might develop in years to come. Block 3, the Futures Project, is the summative assignment, an individual piece of work. Having analysed a sector as a team in Block 2, say UK higher education, in Block 3 as an individual, you will choose an organisation you find interesting in that sector, say Durham University, and you will conduct a strategic analysis You look at what the organization is doing now and how the strategy it's currently following would work or not work under each of the different scenarios your team predicted, suggesting changes accordingly. So, 3 distinct blocks of activity. Acquire the tools and concepts in block 1, apply them in block 2 as a team to understand an industry, and in block 3, select as an individual an organization you find interesting within that sector and apply further tools to produce strategic plans for different futures your chosen organization might face. A nice logical structure, a clear route through the module, and to go with it, a roadmap along that route. There are many models of scenario thinking and strategic planning. This isn't another one, it's an integrating framework, a framework I've called the wheel of scenario thinking. A planning cycle is one rotation of this wheel, and as we progress through the module, we will also undertake one cycle of the wheel, from initial orienting to the marketing problem, to diagnosing the competitive environment, creating scenarios and accompanying strategies for different views of the future, putting strategic plans into place, and fine-tuning them as the futures we've predicted begin to unfold. So, a clear route through the module and a roadmap to take us there. A tool you can take away and use in your own organization beyond the module itself. So the main outputs of this module should be a much more detailed understanding of strategic marketing planning and a new way of thinking about strategic marketing, the scenario thinking approach. Through the sector analysis and then the individual futures project, you'll get direct experience of understanding first an industry and then what's happening to an organization within that industry. And along the way, you'll develop your own marketer's toolkit, a series of tools and frameworks you can take away and use tomorrow in your own organization, whatever industry or sector you work in currently. So that's the strategic marketing module. We hope you enjoy it. It's different to picking up a strategic marketing textbook. What I want to do is give you a different way of thinking about strategic marketing and a different set of tools based on my own research and consultancy that you can take away and use every day. Thank you.